So initially we have the communication protocol, that is TCP. First, going on to the features of TCP, it is considered to be reliable in order delivery of data. Second feature, it provides the user with the connection setup. Third is discarding of corrupted packets. Fourth is retransmission of lost packets, and fifth one is flow control. We will see into the details each of the functions. So the features, the first one is connection oriented, where there is an explicit connection setup between the client and the server side. Now once the connection has been established, the client transmits the data. After that, the data transmission is over, there should be a teardown of the TCP session. Second is stream of byte service, where the data is sent from the client and the server in the form of bytes, and it is not in the form of messages. The third one is it is considered to be reliable delivery of data, where we have to compute checksum in order to detect whether there is any corrupted data. Then for each transmission there should be acknowledgement, and if there is negative acknowledgement we have to retransmit the data. And finally we have sequence number that is being put to detect whether there is any losses and in order to reorder the data. The fourth feature we have is the flow control, which actually maintains the receiver's buffer space, that is checking whether the receiver's buffer is overflowed. Finally, we have the congestion control. So the congestion control mechanism that is used in TCP is similar to that what works in case of network layer, that is network congestion. The same as how the packets are being discarded and put out when congestion takes place. Now we'll see an analogy of talking on a cell phone. This is actually an analogy which illustrates the TCP working. So first there are two persons, say for example Mary and Meera. They want to talk over cell phones. So initially they both are talking. Now the second is what happened if Mary could not understand Meera. Mary asked Meera to repeat what she has said. Now what if Meera has not heard Mary for a while? So that is Mary is being quiet for some time, or Meera and Mary may have lost their connection in between. Now how long should Meera just keep on talking the same thing again and again, or Mary may be on the other side, Mary may be sending we etc., but Meera should ask, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Etc. So this is a simple analogy that actually illustrates how a TCP functions. Now next is we have the explanation for this particular example, that is what all things we have gathered from the previous example. The first point is it is acknowledgements from the receiver side. It can be either positive or it can be negative. Positive states that it is an acknowledgement. Negative implies it is negative acknowledgement. Then timeout from the sender side, that is stop and wait. That is the client sends the data, waits for some time, it have to stop and wait until it gets a response from the other side. Either the response can be positive or it can be negative. Then finally we have the retransmission by the sender side. That is once a negative acknowledgement is being passed to the sender, the receiver from the receiver to the sender has to retransmit the data again after receiving no feedback from the receiver side. After receiving no feedback from the receiver side, it is sender transmits, but sender is not getting any feedback from the receiver side, which implies that the data has been lost in between. So this slides actually illustrates certain features of TCP.